Hello everyone. A while ago I was having a very interesting conversation with my brother, and he brought something up that I think is quite concerning. He was saying that basically not only have films become shorter, but it seems to just be the beginning, middle and end of the plot as fast as possible. Also, there's no new people coming up with films. There's no individual films anymore. It's just part of this franchise or part of that franchise. Personally, I agree, and this is why I think it happens. People will go to the pictures and take their phone with them. They will pay for the popcorn and the drink and the ice cream. They will sit in that cinema and then they will watch TikTok the whole movie. And so companies don't have to put as much energy into filmmaking anymore because no one is really watching. They're watching YouTube or TikTok. I would love to know what you think, because I haven't been able to get to the cinema for so long. Because every time I try to go out it rains. But it's something that has made me think no one's paying attention to the film anymore. So they just pump out franchises and make them as blatantly obvious as possible to keep people's interest. You also notice it with music. For example, people will get annoyed with Eminem because he doesn't simplify his music. Everyone is like, "Oh my goodness, you make it so hard to understand you." I know what he's saying. I know what he's going on about. If not, I can re-listen. Not everything has to just be beginning, middle, end. We need to bring back creativity. We need to bring back complexity. We need to bring back things that make people think. That is why I like hip-hop, because it makes you think. It makes you pause. Like for me, the first time that I saw Stan, I was not expecting the ending. When you first watch him, he seems like a normal fan that may be a bit irritated, and by the end of it, you're sitting there wondering how we got here. Even by the second letter, you can see that he's a bit more annoyed and frustrated, but I wouldn't call him a crazed fan. But by that third time, you need a straitjacket for him. He's completely off the rails. And then after all of that, his little brother is just as crazy, if not worse. This is what we need when we talk about creativity. No one wants to be surprised anymore. Everything is obvious. And if it's not obvious, no one's interested. I think we need to bring back creativity into art, into books, into films. And if you want to argue with me that creativity is still there, then just look at the phones that we use. Look at your Apple or Samsung phone and tell me when they last looked any different. All the phones have been the same recently, and the only difference they've had to make recently because of the law is to make it that we can access the battery and make the charging port be USB-C. When you draw something, do you draw just a stick figure or do you try to flesh out your stickman? I mean, I can't draw, but I try to make my videos as descriptive as possible. I have one viewer who can't see, and I want them to have the best experience and still be able to understand what is going on, so I am as descriptive as I can be, trying to keep it interesting. That way, if people cannot see, they can still try to picture it in their mind. Not everything has to be basic, but if you describe in detail exactly what is going on, then this person will be able to understand and they might be able to picture it themselves. If you say everything like a football commentator, then they will know what's going on. You don't have to speak fast, but add detail. And yes, you do need a good attention span to be able to not only speak these words, but listen to them. But that is a good thing to practice. Try and imagine you're talking to someone who cannot see. How much detail are you going to give? That is what we need in our entertainment, but we also need nuance and mystery to keep people entertained. As I say, not everything has to be beginning, middle, end. That can be a bit monotonous. And for people who have a low attention span, I have a video that I will be doing that explains how to make your attention span longer, because it is possible. For now, you can join me in my reading challenge and my writing challenge. If you're still here, then please let me know your comments down below. You're handsome and you're beautiful, and you? Well, I am speechless. I'll let you know next time I see you. Over to the pets. Hello all, this is Sylvie. If you liked what you saw, then subscribe for more.
Hey everyone, my name's Bonjo. If you enjoyed yourself, then give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends.
Hi everybody, I'm Jack, and if you had fun, then comment down below and let my mum know what's your favourite film at the moment.